There are moments when a woman tests you, not because she wants to hurt you, but because she wants to feel something she's afraid to admit. And most men fail these moments without ever knowing why. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the 7 dirty things women secretly want men to do but will never confess out loud. You're here because you felt it. That confusing pull between what a woman says and what she actually responds to. The way she claims she wants a nice guy but chooses the man who knows how to stand firm. The way she insists she wants full transparency but leans into the mystery you keep tucked behind your eyes. The way she acts annoyed when you take the lead, yet melts the second you do. Most men spend their entire lives blindfolded, judging women by words, missing the truth hidden in behavior. But female psychology doesn't speak in sentences. It speaks in impulses, reactions, instinct. And once you understand the hidden desires behind her actions, the whole game changes. Not because you're manipulating her, but because you're finally speaking the language she already lives in. The first dirty truth is this: women want a man who disrupts their emotional patterns. Not a man who behaves predictably, politely, softly, but a man who creates a spark, a jolt, a shift in her internal rhythm. A man who doesn't respond the same way every time. A man who isn't available on demand. A man who isn't afraid to challenge her, tease her, or make her wonder what you're thinking, instead of handing over full access to your mind. Men think they need to be perfect. Women want a man who feels real, a man who's capable of walking away, yet chooses her anyway. A man who doesn't lose himself trying to impress her. A man whose presence forces her to rise to her feminine energy without you saying a single word. Let me show you what this looks like. When she pushes your boundaries emotionally, verbally, or through subtle attitude, she's not always trying to disrespect you. Sometimes she's checking the strength of the walls around your masculinity. She wants to know if you collapse at emotional pressure or if you can hold your ground without becoming reactive. Because here's a truth few men ever understand. A woman cannot trust a man she can control, and she cannot desire a man she does not trust. When you stay calm instead of defensive, when you hold your frame instead of chasing validation, when you assert a boundary without raising your voice, she feels something inside her shift. A mixture of surrender, relief, and attraction she would never put into words. This is why so many good guys lose. Not because they're good, but because they're soft in the wrong places and strong in the wrong ways. Women crave emotional leadership, not dominance. Leadership, a man who sets the tone. A man who doesn't need approval to stand tall. A man who treats his attention like something valuable, not a currency he throws at anyone who smiles at him. And if you've ever wondered why women love men who challenge them, now you know. It's not the challenge itself. It's who you become when you give it. Before we go deeper into the next hidden desire, let me ask you something personal. Which one do you struggle with more? Staying calm under pressure or setting boundaries without fear? Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a man who needs to hear this. She's staring at you, pretending she's not. Her eyes are curious, her lips slightly parted, but her mind is racing, and you don't even realize she's silently testing you. The second thing women secretly crave is a man who can ignite their primal desire without words. Not cheap flirting, not public displays, not lines stolen from movies or Instagram posts. Real desire is electric, subtle, and terrifyingly honest. It's the energy you radiate when you know your value. When you carry yourself with a mix of confidence, unpredictability, and restraint. Women are wired to notice it instantly. They feel it in their chest before they feel it in their mind. Most men get it backward. They think desire comes from compliments, gifts, or constant attention. But women aren't impressed by what you say. They respond to how you make them feel. That lingering glance across a crowded room. That pause in conversation where your confidence fills the silence. That smirk when you tease her. Not to manipulate, but to reveal that you are untouchable in your self-possession. She wants a man who makes her feel like a queen, but also like a little girl who's just realized she's been living in rules her whole life, rules she secretly wants broken. That's where the dirty part comes in. She wants tension, unpredictability, the thrill of not knowing whether you'll act, tease, or hold back. She wants a man who isn't afraid to cross invisible lines while making her feel safe. This isn't manipulation. It's mastery over your own. Energy. Notice the difference. Most men chase comfort. Women secretly crave discomfort, but the right kind. Discomfort that challenges her to awaken something primal, something she hides from herself. When you understand this, You start to see why women respond to confidence wrapped in mystery, strength wrapped in vulnerability, play wrapped in dominance. The combination awakens a fire inside her she never admits exists. Now, the third hidden desire is closely tied. She wants a man who can read her like an open book but never reveal that he's reading. Women love the thrill of being understood without explanation. She wants you to notice her subtle shifts in mood, her micro expressions, the way her voice softens or hardens. She wants you to act as if it's effortless because it is to a man who truly observes. When you notice her tension and lighten it, when you see her irritation and respond with intrigue rather than defense, when you feel her desire building and escalate the energy without a word, she feels understood, validated, and secretly wildly attracted. She doesn't want a man who points out her reactions. She wants a man who moves with her energy almost as if he can see inside her without speaking. Here's a crucial truth most men ignore. Women are emotionally complex, but the complexity isn't a problem. It's a playground. Every subtle emotion she displays is a thread. Pull the thread the right way and you unravel desire. Pull it too hard, too soft, or without rhythm, and she withdraws. Understanding these hidden desires gives you power. Not power over her, power over your own ability to influence attraction without chasing it. Because when you master this, you don't just ignite desire, you command respect, curiosity, and fascination. Before we move to the next revelation, think about this. Can you read her subtle signals and respond with energy instead of words? Or do you feel lost without a script? Comment your answer, hit like, and share this with a friend who's ready to step into a new level of understanding. She says she wants honesty, but what she's really craving is courage. Not the courage to face her fears, but the courage you show in claiming her attention, her respect, her desire. The third hidden truth is women secretly want a man who isn't afraid of their intensity. Most men panic at emotional storms, subtle tests, or the occasional icy silence. They interpret her moods as attacks, or worse, rejection. But women are wired to crave a man who can stand steady in the face of her fire, not by suppressing your emotions, but by holding space for hers without losing yourself. This is magnetic. When a woman tests you with silence, teasing, or frustration, she isn't trying to break you, she's seeing. If you can remain grounded while the world around you swirls in chaos, she wants to witness a man who isn't reactive to her moods, who can feel the storm without drowning in it, who radiates calm authority even when she pushes boundaries. Here's the truth. Many men fail to grasp. Attraction is not about pleasing her. It's about your ability to make her feel safe while simultaneously thrilling her. It's the paradox that men who understand female psychology learn early, but few actually embody. The combination of safety and unpredictability, stability and intensity is intoxicating. Women don't consciously articulate this, but their bodies and subconscious minds recognize it instantly. The fourth secret desire is she wants a man who challenges her comfort zones intellectually, emotionally, and even morally. Not in a cruel or manipulative way, but in ways that force her to confront parts of herself she hides from the world. This is why women are drawn to men who are opinionated, who have strong values, who push back when they disagree. Soft agreement bores her. Conflict handled correctly excites her. Think about it. When a man challenges her beliefs with respect, she experiences a rush of stimulation, a thrill she rarely admits. She craves someone who can challenge her, yet hold her in a space of curiosity instead of judgment. The interplay between challenge and respect is a magnet, and here's the nuance. Most men who try to be agreeable fail miserably because they mistake compliance for attraction. The fifth hidden craving is equally profound. She wants a man who can create intensity without losing control of himself. Women love chaos, but only when it's anchored by a man's composure. A woman will often test your boundaries, flirt aggressively, or push emotional buttons to see if you crack. She wants a man who responds with intrigue, calm, and measured action rather than panic. She wants to feel that tension in her body, and then feel it resolved by your presence. Mastering this is about emotional literacy, self-discipline, and confidence. It's about knowing your value, observing her energy, and choosing your responses like a chess player who sees 20 moves ahead. The man who embodies this quality doesn't need manipulation, games, or cheap tactics. His mere presence is enough to awaken desire, curiosity, and deep respect. So reflect for a moment. Can you handle her intensity without feeling attacked? Can you create the spark of tension without letting it control you? This is where true attraction begins, not with words, but with presence, energy, and the ability to navigate her hidden world without fear. Comment your answer, like the video, and share it with a friend who's ready to understand what women secretly crave. She whispers she wants love, but what she secretly craves is obsession, not stalking, not clinginess. A controlled, intoxicating obsession only you can evoke. The fifth truth is often misunderstood. Women want a man who can make her feel desired at a level she cannot articulate. She wants more than attention. She wants energy, intensity, and proof that you are genuinely invested without suffocating her. This is the delicate balance most men never achieve. Too distant and she doubts your interest, too available and she loses intrigue. The secret lies in the subtle push and pull of presence, attention, and restraint. She notices when your energy shifts based on her mood, when your attention is given selectively, and when your desire is obvious yet under control. She wants a man who understands timing, when to advance, when to hold back, when to tease, and when to be fully present. This rhythm excites her subconscious mind and triggers an attraction far deeper than surface-level chemistry. The sixth secret is something men rarely consider. She wants you to take risks that make her feel alive alongside you. It's not about reckless stunts or danger. It's about showing courage, decisiveness, and boldness in ways that elevate her experience of life. Women are drawn to men who act with certainty in high-stakes moments. When you voice your opinions boldly, when you assert yourself confidently, when you demonstrate a life fully lived outside of her influence. These acts of self-possession create a magnetic tension that she cannot resist. Now, the seventh hidden craving is perhaps the most misunderstood. She wants a man who can dominate her subtly, physically, emotionally, and psychologically while still respecting her autonomy. This is not about control. It's about confidence in your masculinity and the courage to lead in ways that feel natural. She wants to be guided without feeling forced, teased without feeling humiliated, and seduced without feeling objectified. The ability to balance strength and sensitivity here is what separates the unforgettable men from the forgettable ones. Women's desires often appear dirty because they involve impulses society discourages them from admitting. She wants intensity, unpredictability, and surrender, all wrapped in respect and safety. She wants the thrill of unpredictability, the excitement of emotional challenges, and the satisfaction of feeling understood, desired, and led by a man who knows his own value. The truth most men miss. Women do not simply want nice, they want mastery. Mastery of yourself, mastery of attraction, mastery of presence. Once you understand this, everything changes. Your words, your energy, your interactions become tools to evoke desire rather than desperate attempts to be liked. You are no longer chasing approval. You are creating a world she cannot resist being a part of. So, reflect for a moment. Are you a man who can evoke desire without chasing it? Can you balance intensity and respect, risk and safety, presence and restraint? Answer in the comments. Like this video and share it with a friend who needs to see the hidden psychology behind female attraction. Everything you've seen, felt, or tried with women up to now has been missing a crucial element. It's not about being nicer, richer, or smarter. It's about being the man she cannot ignore. The eighth and final truth is this. Women secretly want a man who embodies total self-possession, not arrogance, not cockiness, not the false confidence that crumbles at the first test. True self-possession is quiet, powerful, and magnetic. It's the man who knows his worth, controls his energy, and understands that attraction is earned, not begged for. When you operate from this place, women feel an irresistible pull, even if they don't consciously understand why. She wants a man who lives life on his terms, who moves with purpose, and who creates his own world rather than reacting to hers. When you have clarity, direction, and boundaries, your energy becomes intoxicating. She will sense it in the way you walk into a room, the tone of your voice, and the deliberate calm in your gestures. Women are biologically wired to detect strength and confidence, and they respond to it instinctively. Another hidden desire is her craving for unpredictability within trust. She doesn't want chaos. She wants controlled chaos that keeps her intrigued. When you shift between playful teasing, thoughtful care, and moments of magnetic silence, she experiences an emotional roller coaster she secretly craves. The right kind of unpredictability excites her mind, stirs her emotions, and makes her feel alive in ways most men never achieve. She also wants a man who can communicate dominance without words. This is subtle, psychological, and deeply primal. It's in the way you carry yourself, the firmness of your decisions, the non-verbal cues that signal leadership. It's not aggression. It's mastery over your own presence and the ability to guide interactions in ways that feel natural to her subconscious. Women are drawn to men who can lead while still honoring her autonomy. Finally, she wants a man who can merge intensity with intimacy. Emotional depth combined with physical presence, the ability to challenge her mind while simultaneously making her feel safe. Women crave this duality. A man who is adventurous and daring, yet protective and attentive. The combination triggers a powerful neurochemical response that she may never describe in words, but will remember in every cell of her body. All of these dirty desires, the unspoken cravings for energy, challenge, intensity, understanding, and subtle dominance, are part of a pattern most men never see. They focus on surface-level behaviors, missing the deeper psychological triggers that create real lasting attraction. When you step into this understanding, you stop chasing approval, you stop playing games, you stop wasting energy on women who aren't aligned with your value. So here's the personal question you must answer. Which one of these hidden desires are you capable of embodying today? And which one will you commit to mastering first? Write your answer in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insights into female psychology, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this truth. The difference between a man who is noticed and one who is unforgettable comes down to understanding these 7 dirty things women secretly want and having the courage to act on them.